By November of 2014, I had already been in West Africa for weeks reporting on Ebola for the New York Times. The death count at that point in Sierra Leone was rising dramatically. My colleagues and I couldn't understand how the outbreak had gotten so out of control the way it did. And we thought if I went to the villages where some of the first cases emerged, we might find some of the answers. So I headed to eastern Sierra Leone in some of the really rural areas. I found this village. There was this huge cotton tree in the middle and these small, modest homes made of mud bricks and corrugated metal roofs. Experts told me there had been this key moment, a funeral of a traditional healer who they thought had gotten Ebola from patients in Guinea. They traced the entire outbreak in Sierra Leone back to her funeral. When she died, women close to her prepared her body according to the traditions there. So they washed her, they dressed her, and then hundreds of people attended the funeral. The body of an Ebola victim is highly infectious, and after the funeral, people began to die. Well, this was the official story of how Ebola began in Sierra Leone. Then I met someone close to the healer, a lovely woman. She was also an Ebola survivor. And she started telling me a story that turned out to be completely different from everything I'd heard. She told me about a woman named Sia Wanda who had fallen sick and died more than a month before the healer's funeral. And she told me of others who had gotten sick. That was a revelation to me because I realized that Sierra Leone's outbreak didn't all depend on this one healer's funeral. It stretched back much earlier when Sia Wanda had gotten sick. This discovery left me with so many questions. I mean, had health officials really missed Sia Wanda and all these people who had died for so long? It wasn't until a few weeks later that I was able to get hold of a previously unreleased investigation done by the World Health Organization and officials in Guinea. It documented who had died and who was sick right at the very beginning of the outbreak. So, just out of curiosity, I typed in the search box, Sia Wanda. And it popped up. I couldn't believe it. It said there that she lived in Sierra Leone. It just hit me. It was like the officials knew. They knew about her. They knew people were sick before the healer's funeral. But there was no effective follow-up. If there had been, maybe this never would have happened, this hidden outbreak that led to cases in Liberia and led to cases back in Guinea. I really feel like it stands to reason that there would have been a chance to stop the massive outbreak that resulted. They might have been able to stop the spread of Ebola.